Hello, welcome back to the woods and welcome back to another one of my tried and tested reviews, and this one is about a piece of kit that I get more questions about than any other item, and that item is this, my windproof smock. Stay tuned and get all the details. Now, if any of you have read Ray Mears's Outdoor Survival Handbook, and I'm sure quite a few of you have, there is a section in there at the beginning where Ray gives some very good advice on clothing for bushcraft. He says you should have a lightweight weatherproof pair of boots, and I think he recommends the Merrell ones, some hard-wearing, inexpensive practical trousers, and he recommends British Army lightweights, the old school ones with the pocket on the side, which are a cracking pair of trousers. And then he says a windproof smock that is big enough and light enough to wear over other layers in the winter, but also lightweight enough and roomy enough that it can be worn as a shirt in the summer. And this little smock is just that item. It's inexpensive, it's practical, you can chuck it on over other stuff in the winter. Mine tends to go on over a mid layer like this and my little wool smock if it's really cold. And in the summer, well, I either just chuck it on with a t-shirt underneath, or if it's really hot, without anything at all underneath, and it can be worn just like a shirt. The sleeves are the type of cut where you can roll them right up if you need to, so in the summer as a shirt it's ideal. In the winter it's got the pockets for stashing stuff like your woolly hat and your gloves in. You've got the roo pocket on the front where you can keep all manner of stuff. Quite often when I'm teaching, you'll find fire steel, saws, all sorts of stuff chucked in the front. So it's a really good practical item for what we do out here in bushcraft. Now, you guys have seen this smock an awful lot because it's the one that I tend to wear in an awful lot of my videos. If I'm not wearing one of my wool smocks or one of my Ventile smocks, this tends to be what I go for. And it is a great little item, so I'm going to tell you all about it. So this is a Belgian pattern overhead windproof smock. Available from Endicotts Army Surplus in Exeter, and that's the only place that I've seen it in recent times, and they cost £25.95, so 26 quid. They're made from a polycotton mix, and it's a mid-weight polycotton. It's not uber lightweight, but it's not particularly heavy either. It has a hood, it has Velcro fastening front, which is cut down to here. It has a roo pocket on the front that's big enough for things like phones, maps, etc. And it's also got a couple of quite secure hand warmer pockets. It has quite loose fitting sleeves with a Velcro adjuster on the cuffs. It has a drawstring in the hood, and the hood is double lined, so it's quite weatherproof, and it's got a drawstring at the base that is adjustable on both sides. So that's the smock. That's the basic information you need to know about the smock. So let's have a look at the good and the bad. Well, the good, number one, it's cost £26 for an outdoor smock. If I was buying the same item but made by Fjällräven, it would be slightly lighter in weight. The overall fixtures and fittings would be of a higher quality, but it would probably be costing me not £26, it's probably going to be at least 10 times that. So its cost is a bonus. The overall design, well, as I said, it can be worn loose over other stuff in the winter, or it can be worn as a shirt in the summer. The hood is double lined, so it's good at keeping the weather out, but it's not too big and too floppy. It's just the right size. And I like the hood on it. I don't like a big hood that's flopping about all over the place. This is a good size for a hood. The pocket layout is very good. The roo pocket on the front, you can stash all sorts of stuff in here. When I'm teaching, quite often you'll find ferro rods, saws, fire lighting gear, all sorts of stuff in here. The hand warmer pocket at the back is a tunnel pocket that goes right through, so if I'm wearing a big heavy rucksack, I can fit the waist belt through in underneath. But it also gives me extra space for stuff like hats, gloves, keys, and these pockets are secure. I don't ever remember losing anything out of these pockets. It's good. I've got little flaps on there just to help keep stuff in, and overall the design is pretty good. Cons, the stuff I don't like about it. Well, number one, the cut. The cut is a little bit on the short side. Now, they come in sizes small to, I think it's 2XL, and this is an XL. And I've got it that little bit bigger so that my sleeves are a bit longer and the body is as long as it could be. But it could do with being that little bit longer. The other thing that isn't particularly good on these is the quality of the Velcro. Now you'll notice this is a black piece, and that's because I replaced that fairly early on, because where this pocket gets used a lot, I was wearing through the Velcro pretty quick. Up around here, you start to see it's gone very thin and it's pulling away like old Velcro does. But it's not a big problem. How much does some decent quality Velcro cost, and how long does it take to alter it? So it's not insurmountable, but it would be nice if they used a slightly better quality. Again, on the cuffs, it's not bad. They could be done up reasonably tight. But again, it could do with a better quality Velcro and a little bit more of it. But again, it's a relatively easy fix to do. So in use, are these smocks any good? Well, you've seen me use this an awful lot in my videos over the years. I've probably had this one 6 or 7 years. It's a good hard-wearing piece of kit. It tends to be my go-to item if I'm just going down the woods, or if I'm going off on a job. I grab this, chuck this on. Everything else, the insulative layers, the t-shirts I wear underneath, etc., doesn't really matter. It's this item that tends to be the constant. So it is a good, dependable item. So much so, I've actually got another 4 of these, and that's not for my use, but when I'm on a bigger greencraft job and I've got other instructors coming in assisting, so that we are all identifiable as instructors, I chuck each guy one of these smocks for the duration of that course. At the end of it, they just hand them back in and I launder them. And we've never ever had an issue with these smocks foul up. In fact, some of the guys have even gone out and bought their own ones of these because they try them and they're like, these are great, brilliant bit of kit. So if you are in the market for a cheap windproof smock, then dash out, get yourself one, because these are great. As I said, the only place I found them is Endicotts Army Surplus in Exeter. There is a link down below to the Endicotts site. If not, give them a ring or drop them an email to find out if they've got any in stock. They are highly, highly recommended. Another thing with these smocks is they really remind me of something called a Pixie, and a Pixie was what was issued back in the 1970s to Army cadets. And back when I was an Army cadet, these type smocks, plain green with a pocket on the front, was what we all got issued. So for Wilbur and for Fordy out there who will definitely be watching, you can go and get yourself a Pixie and be 13 once again. So there you go, my tried and tested review of this Belgian pattern overhead windproof smock, or a Pixie as some of us call it. If you enjoyed this video, then remember, hit that thumbs up button to say you liked it, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, remembering to hit those notification bell thing so that you know when other videos come up. And there are some other ones coming up. There's going to be some more tried and tested reviews. There's some more skill stuff coming up. There's a whole load of new stuff I've got planned coming up for you guys. Down in the description box down below, you will find a link to my Instagram and Facebook pages. Pop over there and have a look. Follow me over there. An awful lot of people do. In fact, I'm going to mention Corinne from over in Indonesia, who's just started following me and remembers me all the way back to the article I wrote back in, God knows when, it could be 20 odd years ago, called All Kitted Out. So yeah, thanks for that, Corinne. Next time you're in the UK, we will meet up and have a cup of tea. Now, in that description box down below, you will also find a link to my Etsy shop. There's some new items coming up on there, including the fire pouch that you guys have been badgering me that you all want. So those will be going up fairly soon. There's also a link to my Patreon page. If you want to get in first and you want to guarantee that you are going to get these items, become a patron, because you get a heads up first. You also get a discount, and there's also access to some how-to projects. You get the full step-by-step guides to things like my sleeping bag system and my super shelter. It's all part of the benefits of being a patron. I think that's everything. God, blimey. Right, I've been Neil, and until next time, stay safe.